Alrighty, off to a great start already. I've lost footage of what I've done up to this point. So this is day 2 or 3 of progress into the game. What we've got already is basic stands. They cost some money here, as you can see. See, bam. And you can upgrade them in the future, but you can also stock them up with stuff, which is all we've got so far is basic survival gear. It also costs money. Right there, bam, we're down to 200 gold. And we can spawn in some shoppers, which is not something you're going to do in the actual game. This is just for debugging purposes. But as you can see, we've got a problem already. The shoppers are not consistent at what they want. It chooses randomly between these different points. When I spawn in a new shopper, sometimes they change ideas of what they want. You can kind of see them changing up here, but not really moving. But oh, there they go. See, they want it over here now. We don't actually want them to change when they spawn in a new shopper, because what if they're shopping and a new shopper comes in, oh, and then everybody decides to reset their progress. So I'm gonna have to fix that, but that's what we've got so far. A little bit of state machine magic later. So now we've got working AI. Here we go. Bam, bam. See, now they're not resetting. They really like this one on the left, but the ones that are already spawned are not resetting when a new one comes in. The problem for that was that I was using animation state machines here. So as you can see, I've still got them going and I can turn them on and off, but I'm going to get rid of these. But for each animation they were in, they had a different state machine. Problem is, it applied to everybody. So, but now I'm using a simple AI code here that runs all the different states, and each state has all their different code that you need. Oop, that says the state machine. Don't actually need that. But point still stands. It works now. Huzzah! So now what I'm doing is I'm adding empties to the sides and the top of our little shopper here that I've made. It's a placeholder shopper, so this is going to be replaced, but the empties should be fine. What they're going to do is they're going to hold this sword here I'm modeling now, and the shield and a hat and whatever different items I want my shoppers to equip to symbolize that they're different characters and want different things, for example. But right now you're just seeing, like I said, placeholder graphics. These are going to be replaced as time goes on, but I spent too much time on the sword trying to get it to work, and then I realized it was too big. So I scaled it down and completely ignored the problem, which was it wasn't scaled properly when I exported it as an FBX, and I didn't realize that until I added this cube, and then I fixed it, and then the rotation was wrong, so I had to go in and rotate them in the different prefabs, and everything was fine. So when I added the sword, it was the right size. As you can see, it just took a minute to find the right rotation and set that up. And then I wanted to make it bob separate to the character, but that's just so much work that I didn't want to put into right now. But so I added the shield, and as you can see, I'm spending too much time on these placeholder graphics. These are just to symbolize different characters. I don't need them to look good, but I spent too much time on it. So now I'm adding materials, trying to make the shadows look good. I'm using the flat kit shader on the asset store. Link to that will be in the description if I don't forget. I love it. It doesn't work in the high definition render pipeline though, unfortunately. But oh, now they're going backwards. Oh, and then I fixed it, so. Alright, so now I've got mages. Oh, what's going on? Ah, they're going while they haven't actually been placed down yet. I gotta fix that. But yeah, now we've got mages and warriors. It randomizes between who is spawned. I will meet you guys in a second. Alright, so now that I've got that fixed, they don't wander without me placing it. I realized it doesn't matter because that's not how they're going to be spawned in the first place, so oh well. But additionally, I've made this potion stand. Remember, these are placeholder graphics, and you can place different potions on them. Mana potion, health potion, for example. And as you can see, when I change them, I'm not losing any money. That's because they're the same amount of money and they're exchanging for the same amount. If this was, say, 25 and this was 20, and I sold my mana potion to sell my health potion, I'd gain 5 gold, I believe. Additionally, you can pick up the stands, and it saves what is on there, so you don't lose that stuff. And I'm sure it'll save your upgrades once that's managed there. But we can also spawn a wizard, and they'll all go over there for some reason. My guess is because I don't have object trackers on these potions right now, so I need to fix that. But beyond that, I'm making progress. So I fixed that problem. I also added some new features where if you click on here, we got the markup price, and if you actually add an item, the price will reflect right here based on how high you increase the markup. Let's try it on a bigger item so you can see really how it affects it. There you go. And also, now you can see a progress bar above the shopper's heads so that you know exactly how close they are to buying it, and it goes up and down based on certain criteria. Right now it's just going up, but it can go down, and I'll show you how that works rudimentarily. Oh, there it goes. The rudimentary system I've got for that right now. So if we go here, we've got the desire level, which is the actual output, is all of these together, the base desire plus the skill multiplier plus the value multiplier plus the sales multiplier. Not all of these I have actually programmed in yet, such as the skill multiplier and the sales multiplier, but then it gets fed into the bar, and then there's a chance roll here to see if it will increase right here. Every 5 seconds, I might change that later, you have a chance of it going down by 1 or up by any amount between -1 and 3. And right here is how we determine how much the value is for each for the markup prices. So you can see there's like little gauges here, for little ranges rather, for how much it'll go up. This is subject to change as well, so this is just how it's working right now. But that's what I've got so far, and I think I'm gonna call it for this episode of the devlog. Thanks for joining me, and I hope I see you again in the future.